I'm writing this from a hospital bed. Doctors say I spent 7 days in the woods, but I only remember one night. One long, endless night. And the worst part? The thing I saw on that trail was looking at me with something that only pretended to be a human face. But let's start from the beginning. My name is Marcus. I'm 32 and I live in Portland, Oregon. For 3 years straight, every fall, I've been going on solo hikes. It's my way of resetting. No internet, no calls, no noise. Just me, a backpack, and the forest. Last October, I decided to explore a section of Mount Hood National Forest I'd never been to before. I found a mention of a little-known trail on a forum, Lost Creek Loop. One user wrote that it was the quietest place in Oregon. The comment had only 2 likes. Nobody else added anything. I should have paid attention to that. I left early Saturday morning, reached the trailhead around 9. The parking lot was empty. Not a single car, not a single trace. The wooden sign with the trail name had faded so badly, the letters were barely readable. But that didn't stop me. If anything, I felt a rush of excitement. The first 2 hours were perfect. Dense conifer forest, soft leaves underfoot, sunlight breaking through the canopy. I even thought, why does nobody come here? This is paradise. And then I noticed something strange. The trail split in 2. This fork wasn't on the map I'd downloaded. The left trail looked normal, packed earth, tree roots. The right one was narrower but clearer, as if someone had recently cleared it by hand. The branches were neatly cut, not broken, cut, evenly, at the same angle. A person did this. I chose the right one. 20 minutes later, the forest changed. I can't explain it any other way. It just became different. The trees grew denser. It got darker, even though my watch said only 11:30. The birds went silent. Not gradually, all at once, like someone hit the mute button. The only thing I could hear was my own footsteps and breathing. And then I saw the first mark. On the trunk of a large fir tree, about 2 meters up, a symbol was carved. A circle with a cross inside. Carved deep, old, darkened with time. I stopped and took a photo. Thought maybe it was some old forestry marking. 100 meters later, another one. Exactly the same. And another 100 meters after that. And another. The symbols were on every 5th or 6th tree, always at the same height, always the same size, perfectly even, as if cut with a stencil. I should have turned back. I knew it. But something pulled me forward. Not curiosity, something else. A feeling that I was being led. That this trail existed specifically for me. Around 1 in the afternoon, I came out into a clearing. In the middle of it stood a tent. Old, canvas, military style. The entrance was open. Around it, several empty tin cans, a dead fire, a folding chair. Someone had lived here. But everything looked abandoned. Not yesterday, but weeks, maybe months ago. The cans were rusted. The ash in the fire pit was mixed with leaves. I walked up to the tent and looked inside. A sleeping bag laid out neatly. A flashlight. And a notebook. I picked up the notebook. My hands were trembling for some reason. The first few pages were filled with notes, coordinates, dates, weather observations. a normal hiking journal. But then the entries changed. Day 4. Hearing footsteps again at night. Someone is walking around the tent in circles, slowly, steadily. When I turn on the flashlight, silence. When I turn it off, it starts again. Day 5. Saw it for the first time. Standing between the trees about 30 meters out. Tall, very tall, not moving. I watched it for about 10 minutes. It didn't blink once. Day 6. It's standing closer now, about 15 meters. I can see its face. It's not a face. It's something trying to be a face. Eyes too wide apart, mouth too long, skin that isn't skin. The last entry was written in shaky, uneven handwriting. Letters jumping, some words illegible. Day 7. It learned to smile. God, it learned to smile. I can't. After that, blank pages. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I put the notebook back and quickly stepped away from the tent. I need to go. I need to get back. Now. I turned around and headed back up the trail, fast, almost running. 10 minutes passed. 20. 30. I came out into the same clearing, the same tent, the same chair, the same tin cans. Impossible. I'd walked straight back, didn't turn. The trail was a single path. I tried again, went the opposite direction, through the woods, off trail, pushed through bushes, over fallen trees. 20 minutes, and I was back in the clearing again. The sun was setting. I hadn't noticed the whole day passing, or it was setting too fast. The shadows from the trees crawled across the ground like living things. I decided to stay in the tent until morning. There were no other options. Turned on my flashlight, ate an energy bar. My hands were still shaking. I tried to convince myself the notebook was someone's prank, one of those people who scare hikers for YouTube videos. At 10 p.m., I heard footsteps. Slow, steady, around the tent, in a circle. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Leaves underfoot, or under something else. I froze, didn't breathe. The footsteps didn't stop. Circle after circle. Something was walking around me with perfect rhythm, like the pendulum of a clock. I turned on the flashlight and aimed it at the tent wall. The footsteps stopped. Silence. I kept the flashlight on for a minute. 2. 5. Silence. I turned it off. 3 seconds, and the footsteps started again. But now closer. Much closer. Right against the tent wall. And then I saw the shadow. On the canvas, lit by moonlight, a silhouette appeared. Tall. Unnaturally tall. The head nearly level with the top of the tent, and that's over 2 meters. The body narrow, disproportionate. The arms long, almost reaching the ground. It stood motionless. I could only see the outline, but that was enough. Every cell in my body screamed, "That is not human." And then it leaned down, slowly, toward the tent entrance. The entrance I hadn't zipped shut. I saw the face. The notebook's author was right. It wasn't a face. It was something imitating a human face, but with errors. Eyes positioned too far apart. Nose flat, almost non-existent. And the mouth was stretched into a smile that took up half the face. Too many teeth. They were different shapes and sizes, as if collected from different people. It was looking at me and smiling. I screamed, grabbed my backpack, and burst out the other side of the tent, slashing through the canvas with my knife. Ran through the forest in the dark, stumbling over roots, slamming into branches. Didn't look back. Couldn't. Behind me, silence. No footsteps. No sounds of pursuit. That was even more terrifying. I ran until I fell. My legs got tangled in some roots, and I went face first into the wet leaves. Lay there, gasping for air, and listened. Silence. And then a voice. A human voice. Right from behind the trees, about 5 meters away. Marcus? I froze. Marcus, is that you? The voice was familiar. Very familiar. It was my father's voice. My father, who died 3 years ago. Marcus, come here. I'm waiting for you. Follow my voice. The voice was perfect. The intonation, the timbre, even the slight cough my father had in his last years. A perfect copy. But I knew it wasn't him. Couldn't be him. And in that moment, I understood. It learns. First, it learned to walk. Then, to have a face. Then, to smile. Now, to speak. What would be next? I got up and ran again. Ran all night. Fell, got up, kept running. My father's voice would come closer, then fade, but never disappeared completely. Sometimes it came from the left, sometimes from the right. Sometimes directly above from the treetops. I don't know how long it lasted. The next thing I remember is bright light and a rescuer's face. They found me 11 kilometers from the trail on a riverbank, unconscious. Doctors said dehydration, hypothermia, numerous cuts and bruises. 7 days in the woods. 7 days. I remember one night, but that's not the end of the story. The end is what happened yesterday. My friend Kevin came to visit me at the hospital. He was serious, said he had to show me something. He pulled out his phone and opened my post on that forum, the same one where I'd found the mention of Lost Creek Loop. Look at the username of the person who wrote about this trail, Kevin said. I looked. The username was MarcusTrail_32. Marcus. 32. My name is Marcus. I'm 32. This account was created 7 days ago, Kevin said. The day you disappeared. I looked at the date of the post that led me to that trail. Kevin was right. The post I'd read before the hike was created after I entered the forest. I scrolled through the account's profile. A single post and one comment left an hour ago. Under someone's thread about finding quiet trails in Oregon. The comment read, Lost Creek Loop, the quietest place in Oregon. It learned something new. It learned to invite. If you ever see a mention of Lost Creek Loop, don't search for this trail. It doesn't exist on any map, and there's a reason for that.